Hello everyone, this is a deep dive on Loocey. We're gonna show some of the features. Even though we're still early, we're constantly adding new features. I think a lot of people have been asking for this training, so I'm gonna do a quick training on Loocey so you kind of have a global idea of what are some of the features. So let's get started. So on the left we have our workspaces, and workspaces are sort of like, you could think of them databases with specific features. They have, really flexible, but also that we have some built-in workspaces which could have unique features that may not be available in other workspaces. For instance, CRM will be adding, email marketing workspace soon. We'll be adding employee management, workspace soon. So in case of the CRM, we're gonna give you some of the basic features. So you have your leads. You click on this. By the way, this is a global feature. I click on the name, this pops up. You can make changes from here. You can also take notes. The notes is also a global feature, so you can pretty much have notes on every record, any kind of record. And then you can also change the name and so on, but you can also go into the detail view. And some of these will change, this, and then make changes here. But then you also have companies. And then if you go into a company, you also have contacts associated with the company, and you can also take notes from the detail view and so on. So again, some of the built-in workspaces will have some specific features. In the case of government contracted, we build a specific module for them. And just kind of a heads up, if you're part of an organization who wants to build a custom, sort of like an internal app, we also do that for some organizations. We can build custom modules. We call them modules because it's almost like software architecture. We architect the entire app for you, so it kind of works for your use case. But anyway, let's get started on some of the higher level stuff. So we have our workspaces here. So we're gonna go ahead and create a new workspace. When you create a new workspace, give it a name. I'm just gonna call it test 5. There's internal name, there's a name. The internal name is actual, as I said before with Loocey, what you're getting is pretty awesome. I think in the back end, you're getting a dedicated Postgres cloud-based database, assigned to your company. And if you're not technical, that's okay. Just know that Loocey will scale with your business. Even if when you add thousands of records, we can scale the backend database. That's only dedicated for your business, right? For your organization. So anyway, let's go ahead and create a workspace here. You can also select color. We make colors pretty flexible. I know some other apps, they limit you certain color set and so on. You could go crazy with colors in our system, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and create this workspace, and it's gonna create a blank workspace with a couple of lists. And lists, you can think of them are like tables. They actually are tables in the database. So when you create a list, it actually creates a table in the database. Those of you who are technical. So I'm gonna create a new table here, or list here. I'm gonna call it employee. All right. Again, just a heads up. In a week or so, we'll have a new employee management workspace that's gonna come into your into your account. That's where you're gonna manage all of your employees. We're gonna build it and make it available for free for all of our users. Okay. So far we get a list, we get search features, so we can also start adding columns. I'm gonna say I wanna add a column like that. It's gonna be a single line text, first name. There's a lot of features. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to go through every single feature here, but just know that, let's look at some of the columns, right? There's like long text, there's rich text, there's date, there's calculate numbers, there's relationships. So I do want to show you the relationship part. I know it's technical, but I think it'll be a pretty useful feature. And there's user, there's badges, drop downs, switches, and so on. I will actually try to add some of those features, some of those columns, right? So we'll add a first name, we'll add a we'll add a last name. Okay, again, single line text. I'm gonna keep the defaults here. Notice that we have default values, and there's null on, not null. You can play with that as well. I'm gonna add an email, and we have an email type as well. You know, and then, you know, I'm gonna maybe add another here. I'm gonna call it personal website. Maybe they have a website they can add, right? And now website is a special field. You can actually put a link, and it'll create a link to a website. And just like that, if you add a link here, it's gonna make a link. By the way, this table is pretty flexible. You can switch around the columns, right? You can resize them and so on. It's gonna automatically save the data for you. And of course, you can start editing. It's auto save. You don't have to click on save unless you open on the side. So these are single cell saves. If you open on the side, you make a change here, you do have to click on I think I was just deploying something. I refreshed my app. That's cool. Okay, let's go. Okay, we're back. So as I was saying, you could basically save from here, and this is kind of multi-column save. And we are applying for YC. Those of you who don't know, if you're following me, will, you know, hopefully we'll get in. But anyway, so on the table level, let's see what else is. You can select the column. You can delete one or multiple. It's gonna ask you on delete. So yes. So it's a quick feature over there. Let's see what other columns we want to show you. So drop downs, I think that I have a special video made for drop downs. Go ahead and watch that if you want to learn more about the drop downs. But there's, you know, all kinds of fields like switches. There's checkboxes, and so we are gonna keep adding. Actually, we're gonna have the most extensive component library, I believe, because I want to add basically any kind of option here, all kinds of options that may be used in your apps. You can check this off, you know. So, and then maybe I want to add another column. I want to show you so you have flexibility for using like integers as well. If you know you need like a maybe age is, you know, that it's gonna be integer, so you want this to be an integer. Okay, so move this here. So, and then of course when you edit the columns, going to the advanced section, there's a lot more features, right? There's all kinds of more technical stuff here if you want to make something required, not null, add an index to the column, and so on. But you know, there's also tooltips. I think there's also a cool option here, you know, value. So on the values, they'll show tooltips. Unfortunately, I don't want to make this video too long, so kind of want to give you the basics. So now this has there's a tooltip. This one doesn't. Okay. Let's see what other column I want to show you. So which text I think we'll cover next time. We have an auto number, so it'll basically let's see. I think maybe we might be having an issue with the auto-gen number. We have GUIDs. I think fix the auto number, but it's basically creating automatic integers for you. Cool. And this is a grid column. If you want other grid, I'm like creating grids. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. Okay, let's see what other column I want to show you. So we have date columns, date and time. We have user. User is basically everyone that's in the system. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you have like a manager, yeah, and then you can say, oh, I only have one person here, but you could select that as the manager, right? Let's see what else is in here. So we got email, other number. I gotta fix the other number. I think there's a checkbox, website status. This thing we've covered. Money is basically from Postgres money column, so it's kind of, if you have a dollar column, you should use that. Relationships, I'll show you in a second. I think colors are cool, because I think I haven't seen this in any other apps, but with colors you could actually, same thing, if you want to save your color for something, you can. Okay, let's see what else is here. There's progress bar, badges, tags, grid array. You could add tags, and tags are like, I think, string, comma, delimited tags. That's what it saves. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of some of the columns. I want to change the name. So let's call it John Smith. This one is, I don't know, test user 2, just to make it easier. Test user 3. I do want to show you some of the filtering features. That's why I want to create this. So the top level here, you actually have flexibility as well as what columns you want to save. So let's say I want to save another view. I want to call it quick view. Okay, and let's say in the quick view, I only want to see maybe hide them all. I want to see first name, last name, maybe I don't know, email maybe. Okay, and then I can save this, right? So now that quick view has been saved, so I can go back to the other view. It has the full view. A quick view has only those few columns, and also reorder this the way you want, right? You can also hide them. Let's say I don't want to see that quick view anymore. I can hide them, unpin them. We call it unpin, so it's no longer pinned. We can also bring it back and say, hey, I want to see my quick view again. I want to save this. Cool. So now, let's say in my quick view, I don't know. Let's say I want to see people with first name test. Right? You could say first name maybe contains test. Okay, and then yeah. Oh, that's the name column, not the first name. Okay, so, and then I can save this view, right? When I save the view, basically keeps all of my filtering, and here you can do like groups and so on. I don't want to spend too much time, but you can go crazy with the filters. There's contains, there's a bunch of other ones. Okay, and you can create as many views as you like. You can create, as many filters you like, and of course you can do a global search. Also, when you do a search, you can also select which column you want to search by. You can also do that. Cool. So another thing I want to show you is the relationships, which I think is really unique for Loocey so far. I think you might have seen this kind of style of functionality in other apps, but I think what we have that's, I think, really cool. Let's say I'm gonna add job roles here. Okay. Let's say I'm gonna change this to software engineer. Maybe I have, I don't know, admin assistant. maybe I have office manager. I don't know. You can go crazy with the job roles. So now, how do I assign this to the employee, right? So we have our employees. We're gonna create a column here. We're gonna create a role column. Okay, we're gonna select. We're gonna make it a drop down. We can also, the quicker ways, we can do a relationship. I'm gonna say drop down. Okay, and now I know some places it's like a quick way to create stuff, but again, with us, I wanted to create the most flexibility. It may seem a little complicated, but it's not really. So let me show you. So our workspace is selected. So the list that we basically want to create a relationship for is the job roles. We're gonna select this view here, and this is really important. I don't know if I'll have time to show you in this case, but you can, just like the filtered views when you save. So imagine creating a drop down that's only showing you the filtered view, right? Not everything in the table. So that's what this is used for. So the value column, I want to keep ID as a GUID. And keep in mind, from our last video, you'll see that the value types you can change, but default is GUID. And I do want to show the name, right? So I'm going to add this column. And what this is now going to do is basically dynamically bring in my job roles from the other table, and so I can assign them here. Okay. So that's good. So the other thing, so far, if you go to job roles, right, if you go into details, nothing really other than the name comes up here. Okay. But let me show you a trick, and this is really, I think, really makes this really unique, is that when you go into advanced relationship options, we have this selection here that says select the employee view to show in the job roles details. And this is kind of, in this case, I only have one view, I think. I might have to refresh the page to see the other view, not sure. But what's gonna happen, I think, well, let's try. I think there's a small bug with this. It doesn't get the latest views. Well, let's try one more time. I want to do the quick view, not the other one. So yeah, so I'm gonna select the quick view. So if I save this, what's gonna happen is that in the job details, just like it was saying, it's gonna show me who are basically, let's say, so we have the test user 2 is office manager, and John is Smith is admin assistant. So now if I go to admin assistant, it's going to show me all the users, the opposite view, right? All the users who are basically associated with this job role. And if I add a user here, I can add a user directly from here. Let's say admin user 2, right? Admin user. What's gonna happen? It's gonna automatically link, right? I can also take notes, by the way. So now if I go to my employees again, you'll see that I have the new employee here, and it's already linked to that table, to that record, right? And I think it's really cool because this way, imagine all the different relationships you can create with the minimal effort. You have pretty advanced functionality. Okay, and same thing goes. Let's say you had a, I don't know, let's say you had a company here, or maybe let's say you wanted to create projects, right? Let's create another list, call it projects, and you want to assign people to projects, right? So we have project 1, we have project 2, so, and then what I'm gonna say is that, hey, each project I want to assign to employee. I make this a relationship, and drop down. I want to select employee. This one I guess doesn't really matter. ID, value, name, column, display name. Okay, there's a bunch of other things I'm not showing you, but now I can like assign projects to my employees, right? And what's gonna happen is that, but I want the opposite view. Well, let's say if I want to go to the employees, so right now if I go into the detail, I think I don't have any relationships set to the projects, so it's not gonna show me anything. But if I go to the settings again and change and select this view to show in the detail, and I think I gotta fix this bug. I always forget about this. I think I have to refresh when you have a new table or something. But anyway, so if I go here, I select this, and what's gonna happen is that now in my employees, it's gonna show me all the different. If I go into detail view, and by the way, if you have multiple columns, it's going to show you multiple tabs, right? And it'll show me all the projects that are assigned to John Smith. Let's say I add another project here. Okay. Now, if I go to projects, I'll see that other project is linked to John Smith. Okay. So again, I want to keep it short. That's kind of the high level of Loocey. There's a bunch of other features coming pretty soon. I think we're almost done with our Kanban/pipeline view, so you can create different types of views, not just the table. And we are working some really fun features as well, including a form builder coming soon, and email marketing, and so we're gonna have tons of stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, thanks for watching.